the Compaq DC5700 series that we're going to be turning into a very, very crude budget gaming PC. So I hope you like this new setup at work, so I can film much more of these style videos. So first up, we're going to want to remove, something just broke out, but the CPU cooler is a bit messed up in the fact that the holes have been cracked off and been modified with these screws in them. So now I have to find the other one, which is right here. So as we can see down in here, this system came with no RAM and an older, probably Core 2 Duo processor and a hard disk of some kind. This is an Intel Core 2 Duo DC5700. I hope you can see that here. Just trying to focus on the background. There we go. So anyway, we're removing that. Now we could go with a quad-core chip, but to be honest, I don't think that's worth it with our stuff that we have in here. So we're going to go with an E7600, as seen in the intro. So that's going to go down in the socket. So make sure there's no dirt or anything on it. Just place it down in there and close her up. Now while our cooler's out of the way, we're going to remove our hard disk. Which appears to be a 80 gigabyte hard drive from 2008. And we're going to be upgrading that with a 256 gigabyte solid state drive, which should be a massive improvement. And we're trying to keep this on an ultra tight budget, so the processor you can get for like $8, this you can get for $20, which I would always recommend spending a little bit more on that. These systems you can get pretty cheap from scrap areas. So then here we have another cheap item, which is 8 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM, which is what this computer uses. It's nothing too modern, they're just 4 2-gig sticks, and those will go all in up here, and we'll see if the system boots up with them in, because I'm not entirely sure if it will. But I guess we'll find out. I haven't tried this yet, so, but I know some people like the just going with the flow kinds of builds, so that's what we're doing here. May start live streaming Saturdays PC builds, so with like interesting components that I can get my hands on. And I'll sell most of the builds that I do that aren't from here on eBay, so if you ever see one that you like, you want to pick it up, you can do that. So let's get all these cables out of the way here. This is also a standard power supply in the system, as we can see by the 24-pin connector here, and there's a 4-pin up over here. So if you ever wanted to upgrade that, you could. So let me go get some thermal paste. I'll be right back, and then we can paste up that processor and get the cooler back on. Okay, so I turned off the AC, which should make it a little quieter. We're just going to use this cheap thermal paste down here. It'll work perfectly fine for this Core 2 Duo. Then we're going to want to use our jerry-rigged cooler. That just goes back on top here. There goes our furnace. It's a lot quieter in here now. Just want to line this up. Now, these appear to break quite a bit, these HP coolers, so you just want to screw this down as tight as possible. The front connectors are busted, so there's only so much I can screw down here. Makes sense though, because these things get so hot that it brittles up the plastic. We're screwing in the motherboard there for a second. I try not to edit as much as I can out of this, so that way if somebody's following along, which God forbid, hopefully nobody's is with this system build, since this one's a little sketch. Okay, so that's on there. I'm not sure how cool it's going to be. There used to be a floppy drive in this computer. So now if we switch over to the back of the system here, that's on top of. We have this AMD, I believe it's a 7850. It has some modern connectors, so it'll get some outputs. You want to unscrew this. And then you just want to take out, I believe this goes in backwards, so we want to take out one of these slot covers. So you can't fit a dual slot card in these backwards style systems. So if you want a dual slot card, I would recommend getting one of the ones that's facing what we would call the right way in terms of a PC. So, okay, sorry, I also have to watch our shop, but anyway. So let me put this back in. So it just kind of slots in here. You just gotta line it up. It might be a struggle because these HPs are a little odd. Now you gotta fit these in here. There it goes. That should be in there. Now you just slide this back down. This thing is so dirty. It was in a slight flood in our basement, so, but like with concrete when they were cutting it, so it's a little worse than like a standard just dirt. So yeah, it should go back on here. I don't know why it's not. Okay, well I guess you don't have to put that back on there. So, when we get it all set up, we'll move the camera so we can see the screen. And then put on the back cover, you just slide it on top. It should just lock down into place, at least on this one. Then you slide over, and then you can just screw it right in. Then you tip up your system, and you're all good to go. So I shot all the B-roll for this system and everything, but I didn't read that, which apparently means that. Also, invalid processor microcode. So this thing is scrap. Well, we tried. I have another system that I might grab probably tomorrow, and we'll try modding that, but this one is junk. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's just a short snippet, but I promise there will be another proper budget build coming soon. So don't buy one of these because of that right there. Alright, well, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.